They say, honestly, who wants pain? Come on, let's face the reality. Who likes pain?
No.
Now let's listen to the homily of Father Roel Soto.
When I was newly ordained in the Philippines, I visited the leper colony in the Philippines. There I came to know that deformities among lepers were due to the loss of ability to feel pain. A leper would walk long distances not knowing that a nail had pierced his or her feet deep inside without being aware of it. This would seriously damage the tissues and muscles of his or her limbs. Eventually, that person loses his or her toes and feet. We thought all the while, it's the leprosy that eats everything. It's the lack and absence of pain. In that case, pain indicates something in our body that we need to protect. Do you want pain? Pain is a source of protection. But I ask you, do you want pain?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
They say, honestly, who wants pain? Come on, let's face the reality. Who likes pain?
No.
Okay. I don't know if Father Charles knows this person. There's a certain person, Dr. Paul Graham, who worked with lepers in India. He wrote a book on his theological reflection on the existence of pain. He entitled his book, Pain, the Gift Nobody Wants, as you have expressed it. Yes, we don't want pain, but it's a gift which people don't want. How we wish that life would be without pain, right?
Yes.
Now you answered louder. Dr. Paul said that pain is not opposed to life, but is necessary for life. God designed the human body so that it is able to survive because of pain. Life cannot be without pain. Think of your precious growth experience. These were painful moments. Even when a child at a toddler age grows, you become so irritable with your child or nephew or niece because they go here and there. You have to be always at their back, right? Right?
Yes.
But you don't know the reason why children of this age move. Do you know why? Because their bones are growing and it causes so much pain that they have to move a lot to deviate that pain. So even growth happens through pain. Peter's immediate reaction to Jesus going to Jerusalem, as what we heard in our lesson today, was just the same as our fear and natural avoidance of suffering and death. Maybe some of you were saying, if I were Peter at that time, I would not stop Jesus from going to Jerusalem. But by the time that you also expressed to me, you don't like pain, we might have answered the same thing and we might have done the same thing like Peter. Secondly, the suffering Messiah was not what the Jews expected. They were waiting for a king who will rule with might, with power, and with victory. Obviously, Peter and the other disciples did not understand well about the Messiah, the suffering Messiah. This is the reason Jesus asked them personally, who do you say that I am? They did not know that Jesus can be or is a suffering Messiah. In fact, that suffering of Jesus out of love for God and for all of us and for all humanity would have a positive role to play in mankind. That suffering and death of Jesus would be Jesus' gift to humankind to bring it back to God. Jesus started to prove that there is a redemptive value to our pains and suffering. They're not burdens, they are necessities for us to grow into better persons, sons and daughters of God, humanly and spiritually. Our current society rapidly provides advanced technology. This brings more ease and comfort and seems to oppose this truth of suffering. In order to better understand suffering and pain, let us learn to distinguish. There are fundamentally two kinds of suffering: the good and the bad kind of suffering. The bad kind of suffering refers to all unnecessary suffering. These are all the sufferings that result from the choices we make out of our selfishness. Usually when we make these wrong choices in life, we focus too much on our I, ako, me, mine. Say pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, anger, sloth. Are you reminded of what are those things? 7 capital sins. 100 in your catechism lesson. Those are 7 capital sins. They focus on our I. No wonder Jesus strongly scolded Peter sharply, "Get behind me, Satan." Examples of these unnecessary sufferings are the pain when we are in conflict with friends or family members because of pride. Because of our pride, we keep the pain of conflict. That is unnecessary if you can forgive and settle differences. Don't blame anyone. You are the one inflicting that pain to yourself. The pain of lung cancer because of uncontrolled smoking. Who brought that help to yourself? It's you. The pain of indigestion due to much eating. Who caused that stomach ache? The suffering in family breakup because of adultery. Who caused that pain? The suffering in failure in studies because of laziness and irresponsibility. Of losing work, cannot find work because of having been responsible in your other past works in company. Who destroyed your reputation? And sometimes we blame God. Why God is so unfair to us? Without knowing that we are the very root of these unnecessary sufferings. There is also the good kind of sufferings, which refer to necessary sufferings like what we have heard in our second reading from St. James. doing good, showing your faith in action and in works. The pain in facing one's limitations and mistakes because of humility. The pain of giving and sharing in someone else's suffering because of charity. The effort to appreciate others' acts of goodness through gratitude. The pain of controlling lustful desires by keeping oneself chaste, self-control. The pain in controlling one's temper by patience. The pain of taking on our regular responsibility with diligence and hard work. The pain in giving witness to the truth with faith, as we have heard in our first minute of the suffering circle. The pain of choosing God's way in our thinking, in our way of doing, in our way of being, as we have heard in our gospel. Peter, you are not thinking in God's way of thinking. You are thinking in man's ways. When we think in man's ways, we behave, and we become worthy, not godly. Jesus in our gospel today referred to the necessary sufferings involved in his life and mission. Everything he did was a fruit of his decision and goodwill to save humanity. No wonder when he suffered, he offered everything with love. He accepted because he knew those were necessary sufferings to save humanity. And in the life of anyone who wants to live humanly, these are the necessary sufferings that we need to embrace. We need to accept. They are part of life. They are ways to die to oneself in order to live a life to the full and find happiness even in the midst of this sufferings. Even if our current society brings more ease and comfort in our life, Jesus tells us today that happiness and suffering are perfectly compatible. They can go together. They are not in conflict. We can still be happy even if we suffer necessarily. My brothers and sisters, let us carry and embrace our crosses freely, willingly, and with faith. And together with our faith, we also accompany Charlotte and the family in also praying for her deceased mother, Mary Moore. Death is part of life. It is a necessary suffering. Because it's only through that that we enter the real life. Life forever with God for all eternity. We hope that our prayers today would all the more strengthen the faith of Charlotte and her loved ones as they come into this new life of their mother passing away and leaving them behind. We may not see her, we may not be with her, but we know our sister Mary Moore is in God's hand and in a safe place. We will grow as persons, my brothers and sisters, and experience the peace that Jesus promised as his followers if we are praying and with faith freely and willingly accept and bear all these sufferings with love.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Glory to God.